Craig's stuff is definitely not for kids. I curse a lot. Craig's stuff, Craig's stuff, Craig's got a lot of stuff, yeah! Craig's stuff, Craig's stuff, Craig's got a lot of stuff. Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Craig's Stuff. My name is Craig, and this is some of my stuff. Got here the brand new McFarlane Toys Kickstarter Spawn action figure. Just came in the mail today, and I'm very excited. Haven't cut anything open. Just comes right in this big McFarlane box, and I'm about to pop this open right now. So I figured we might as well do a full unboxing for the figure. I'm excited about the figure. Although I'll be honest, I've been kind of up and down. Like it looks really cool, but the whole, articulation thing has gotten me, because I'm very much about articulation. Spawn is a character that's very dynamic, and it's just very unfortunate that McFarlane wouldn't want to make his character that he literally draws in Spider-Man poses be able to do those things. So I'm just going to talk about it real quick right now. There's some, there's some negative stuff, but I don't really want to talk too much about the negative stuff. I'm sure there's hundreds and hundreds of reviews already, and people are already talking about the same stuff. We already know that the torso articulation, whatever, blah, blah, blah. So I think I'm going to try to do this review, talk more about the positive about the figure. That way we can all, enjoy the figure for what it is. Anyway, I think it's time we pop this sucker open. Oh, wow. It's a box inside of a box. Okay, so here it is. Man, they showed this box off online, and wow, in hand, this is sleek. This is a nice box. I'll be honest, this is I'm not going to throw out the box, it's just like, I tend to, obviously, you probably know I'm a big time box thrower outer. I just throw every box I have away usually. But this is going to be a keeper. Look at that. That nice Spawn, and that foil. And then on this side it says 1994 to 2021. You slip that off. This is so cool. And then the Spawn logo on the inside with a pull tab. So we take this pull tab out. Man, smells like plastic. It smells good. Okay. And then there's some stuff on the inside. We got a nice certificate of authenticity. And then some information here on a sheet. It's like a little checklist, a comparison checklist. It's too bad. They should have put Ab Crunch and just had it empty for both spots. That would have been funny. Alright. So there he is. Look at that. That's the packaging, and you got some accessories there on the top. Alright, so here is the actual figure. I think that is it. We can put this box down. And there is the figure. And man, he looks cool. The box looks so cool. This looks just like the original packaging, but much, much wider and much larger. Includes the record-breaking, from the record-breaking comic, because it beat Cerebus's record of longest creator-owned comic book, over 300 issues. Although, let's be honest, McFarlane, first of all, McFarlane didn't write it for all of the issues. They've had tons and tons of writers on, and the Cerebus guy, was Dave Sim, I think, wrote the entirety of the run. So, who really wins that one? So look at that packaging, very cool. You can see the comic books there in the background. Yeah, so I think it's time we pop this sucker open. Alrighty, so here is our boy Spawn, but before we talk about him, we got to talk about the accessories that he comes with. And we get a pretty solid assortment here. First off, we get this very, very large sword. This is gorgeous, sculpted absolutely beautifully. Look at all the sculpted detail all throughout the sword. It's pretty much just this gunmetal color, though, throughout, with specks of green here and on the end. I'm pretty sure this pops off. Yep, I was correct that the bottom piece pops off, and that allows you to put the sword in the hands that are included. Then he includes this Necro Energy or something, I believe it was called. This fits right into one of his hands and makes him look like he's blasting Necro Energy. This is a little bit pliable material, so that's good. And then there's this energy dagger knife thing. There's not too much going on here. It's just a clear plastic with some holes here on the end and throughout. It looks fine. It is what it is. Then we have this beautifully sculpted assault rifle. Although you can tell mine is a little bit off here. It's not perfectly straight, but a little bit softer here at the ends too, so you can probably maybe you could heat that up, put that back into place if you have the same problem. But paintwork on it it's just all right. They just most of it's just the black, and they threw in some gunmetal colors here, and then there's a couple looks like some whites thrown in there for some shiny effect. But it is a really nice sculpt. It looks very Gears of War-esque with this large blade thing on the end. That's really cool. Then we get this alternate head, which is absolutely gorgeous. This is unbelievably beautifully painted. Inside you can see there's even like a green color on the inside of his mouth. His eyes look really good. The top looks awesome. There you have that black coat that they always use over their figures, and that always brings out a lot of details. And then last, we get 4 additional hands. You get 2 holding hands, so you can put, I guess, like the dagger and the sword, and I guess the Necro Energy into these hands. And then you get, I believe these are for the guns, 2 for the trigger fingers, or with trigger fingers. And then already on him are these 2 of these like clawed-looking hands, and these are also very nice as well. So in total, you're getting 6 hands. I almost forgot he includes this base piece, which is actually very nice. I mean, it's pretty much the same as the DC bases that you get, but it has this really nicely printed Spawn logo in color, and it says record-setting action figure with the 1994 to 2021 on it as well. Now, let's take a look at the figure. So here is Spawn, and he looks really, really cool. They sculpted the hell out of this. The paintwork is unbelievable. It just looks so good. I don't know, man. It's just so cool looking that I'm very happy I opened it up. Like, my concerns with this figure are not completely gone, but they're definitely not as big of a deal once this thing is in hand. He looks really, really cool. First, we'll talk about the sculpt. Unfortunately, I have a small workspace here, and I don't have room to show the entire figure in frame. Because he's a big boy. He's a very large figure. Overall, sculpt looks great. The muscle tone looks fantastic. They did a great job with the cape. I kind of wish that they had made it so this kind of completely covers him. And the bottom piece actually goes a little lower than his foot. So he won't stand if you close this together, because the one foot, or the piece, kind of ends up holding him up. Also, it just doesn't cover him. I thought they were going to make it so it, that both sides kind of look like this, and this side is just kind of weird and out there, so you can't really do anything with that. This kind of just is always going to be out, because it just looks silly when it's kind of in like that. But the cape is a little bit pliable too. And it looks cool. I love the black shading throughout the cape. up here throughout the whole body. They do that black shading, and that always looks fantastic. Not too many paint issues. I got a little scuff over here of something, but Spawn's like a very gritty, dirty looking character, so any kind of paint scuffs usually get hidden just within the figure, just because of the way the character looks. They use this real chain here, around here. These are very large chains. I feel like maybe they should have just gone with the same size chain they did up here, down here. I don't know, they look cool. Can't really turn them around because I can't really show the back of the figure at all, which kind of sucks, because you just see the back of here, but you can see this comes down really clean. I love all the sculpted folds. Those look awesome. And for his face, look how awesome he looks. Look how menacing those like bright green eyes really come out. They really stand out. He just looks cool. All right, so now let's talk about the articulation, which is what I know a lot of people want to see. So let's see, for the head, for this head specifically, you get the 2 points. You get the top of the head, which does actually have a surprising amount of articulation. He looks up on the top part, and he will look down, and it gets a little bit like of tilt on the top, very tiny bit of tilt. But when combined with the lower half on the neck, you get a lot of head motion. Look how far down he looks. Like, that's crazy. That's awesome. Even with the cape, he can look pretty far up. That's like really good, especially when you have something like this hindering. That's really, really good. So right off the bat, that's actually really solid. Unfortunately, the other head doesn't have that kind of articulation. So for that head, you just pop this off, and that pops off really, really clean, by the way. Then put the new head on. Let's see how that looks. Yeah, so once that goes on, can you even turn it? No, you can't even turn this head. This head is just totally static in that position. I guess it goes a little bit up and down. Which kind of sucks. I just wish they did the same thing. You know, why not just this is perfect. This head is awesome. I love the look of this head, but that doesn't do anything, and that sucks. Okay, so then for the cape, which we talked about before, it just literally the cape just goes out and in. This side tends to work a lot better. I think that looks like a lot cleaner. I really just wish they just doubled it up, did the same thing on the other side. I think it would have looked a lot cooler. And then this one, same thing. It's blocked here. You have to move it, but it does go all the way back like that and back in. Again, doesn't really look too good. Cloth cape would have been great. Okay, but moving on from the cape. Okay, shoulders. The shoulder cape pieces hinder his shoulders from going up any higher, so they go a little bit less than a 90 degree, but they do go up and around. Again, you're not going to get them all over. Looks to be a butterfly joint in there as well. Look at that. So there is an upper bicep cut in there, but it just kind of moves. It doesn't spin the whole arm. He actually spins at the elbow, so that's where you're going to get the spin. And he has a single jointed elbow, and it only goes in about that much. It also cannot articulate completely straight. That's as straight as it's going to get. Then at the wrists, he goes up, he goes down. It goes very, very far in and pretty far out as well. And it goes all the way around. At the waist area, he does go all the way around. The crotch area is made of soft plastic, so it doesn't get too in the way. He does crunch forward a tiny tad bit, only at the lower waist, though. Obviously, we all know, no crunch. He does go backwards, too, a tad bit, but actually, he can probably go back quite a bit. Actually, he can go back a lot. It's just you can't do anything because the freaking cape is in the way. Anyway, legs. Legs go out very, very far forward. Really good. And they do look like they're going to go back pretty far, but again, you're not going to get them too far because of the cape. It's very unfortunate because this cape it's just so much stuff on the figure holds itself back. It's such a customizer, because I tell you, customizers are going to have a field day with this thing. He has actually a little bit of upper thigh spin. He goes a little bit side to side, which is probably enough. You don't need too much of that. He has double jointed knees that only go about that far. Actually, it looks like he's just about kicking his own butt. And that's pretty cool. And the right leg is actually not going to go back as far just because of the pouches and the spikes on his calf there. So he spins at the upper ankle right underneath the spikes. His foot goes up, it goes down, and there is ankle pivot as well as a little bit of toe articulation as well. And the other, same thing, but it goes a little bit higher. It spins at the right under the spikes, and the same as the other side. Spawn stands just about 7 1/4 inches to the top of his head and 8 1/2 inches all the way to the top of his collar. Here he is standing next to the Mortal Kombat Spawn. You can see they're pretty much staying the same height. Here he is next to the Batman Grim Knight action figure. Here he is next to the SH Figuarts Goku. And here he is next to the Marvel Legends Gibbon. So overall, I definitely really like this figure, despite some of its flaws. I think the good definitely outweighs the bad in this figure. I think it's a lot of fun. I think it just looks really cool. McFarlane did an incredible job. It's just a gorgeous looking toy. And I definitely wouldn't call it a staction figure at all, or it's got most, there's a lot of articulation in here. It's just missing it in like a few key areas. And you can still do a lot with this figure. Anyway. So, I'm definitely really looking forward to see what McFarlane's got coming out soon. Hopefully they improve upon this and make some. They really could make an insane Spawn action figure, if they just listen to listen to the fans, look at the customizers, just copy what people are doing. You don't need to do what your own thing every time. People online are already doing great work. Just look at them and just say, why don't we do that and sell it? Why not? Anyway, if you like this review, make sure you leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Check back every Friday at noon. I post brand new videos. Follow me on Instagram @CraigStuff. I will see you guys next time. Later.